crafted to match your energy.
I'm editing so many videos per week for all my channels, and it takes up a lot of time. I spend around 8 hours of editing alone on one video. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the creative.
Hoy no he desayunado porque voy a desayunar con vosotros. Algo que me encanta. No es un desayuno, pero bueno, yo me lo voy a tomar como un desayuno. Vamos. Hace un día precioso. El cielo está despejado. No parece que vaya a llover. Así que no me he traído paraguas. Espero que no llueva. Todos estos árboles son naranjos. Naranjos, árboles que de fruto dan naranjas. Pero aquí en Sevilla, los árboles que hay por la calle, los naranjos que hay por la calle, son de naranja amarga, no dulce. No se puede comer. Entonces hay un montón de naranjas por el suelo. Ahí está la parada de autobús y vamos a coger el autobús para ir al centro de Sevilla y buscar el mejor helado de Sevilla. Hoy voy a desayunar helado. Me encanta el helado. Nunca lo he tomado para desayunar y no creo que nunca nadie haya tomado helado para desayunar. Pero bueno, solo se vive una vez. Así que vamos a desayunar helado. Y no uno, sino un montón. Son las 10 menos cuarto.
So I think right now she's like talking about their... She called it helado, but I think it's like their gelato... what is it? Gelato ice cream. She showed the little emotes on it, and so that's what I picked up on that. She said the word enchanted, encantado. Right now it looks like she's walking the streets. She's probably close to the bus stop or the train station, most likely in Sevilla. And from I don't remember it being that flat there, but it's been 6 years since I was last there. You come out of the train station, you're pretty much kind of close to Old Town. It looks like a little bit like that, but like you hang a right at the main entrance and you're literally, while you're heading down to, it's kind of like on a hill slope. So you're kind of working your way down this hill, and then you see these old kind of, I think they're Roman aqueducts because they have the arches and they're just crumbled. So it's like right in the middle of the road, boom, aqueduct with all the city encapsulated around it. It's really odd to see it there because it's just so out of place. But if you kind of look back on time, you're like, okay, well, you got to reset it up for all ag and farmland, and then you have this aqueduct, and it's just like, right now it's just like this one pillar, and everyone drives around it. It's kind of cool, because it just is so out of place. To me, it reminds me of like any scene from like a sci-fi movie, when there's like the fracturing of the past, or the fracturing of time. Usually there's like a portal, and then things start getting put in time somewhere else that happened, and it just looks so out of place. That's what it kind of looks like to me. You have this little road coming from the train station, and it looks very urban and kind of modern Spain. People have telephone power, there's telephone wires, there's cars, and it's kind of like a built-out city. There's a little bit of parking, and And then right in the middle of the road is a crumbled down aqueduct. And it's just like a little strip. And then the traffic moves around it for traffic purposes. And then the rest of the city continues. So it's just, instead of maintaining the aqueduct or crumbling or disintegrating it, they just left it there and just built around it. It looks so odd. Maybe she'll show it here.
Y tengo mucha hambre, mucha hambre. Me muero de hambre. Eso decimos, me muero de hambre, me muero de sed, me muero de ganas de verte. Ahí viene el autobús. Ven.
I'll be back. So many princess dresses. My daughters have every princess outfit they could possibly imagine. Like every single one.
Buenos días. Pues aquí estamos en el autobús. Me he montado en el autobús. Me gusta
Autobús.
estar siempre
Autobús.
al lado de una ventana para
Ventana.
ver las vistas. Y estoy en los asientos de atrás. Vamos a dar una vuelta por Sevilla a buscar nuestros queridos helados. Uy, la policía, ¡socorro! Ya estamos en el centro y aquí está una heladería que me encanta, pero obviamente está cerrada a las 10:30 de la mañana porque no son horas de comer helado. Entonces, vamos a dar una vuelta y luego vuelvo para desayunar mi helado. Me muero de hambre. Pues esta es la Catedral de Sevilla. En otros idiomas sé que catedral se refiere a una iglesia católica y una iglesia se refiere a una iglesia cristiana. Pero en España la catedral se refiere a la iglesia más grande de cada ciudad. No es que sea la única iglesia.
Now that was a cool sight to see right there. There's a couple places that are kind of cool that she might showcase in Sevilla. For American speakers, English speakers, it's they probably think of it and look at it, call it Seville, and that would be right. But a lot of native Spaniards with their accent. It's they call it. It's just north of Jerez or Juarez. It's Sevilla is on the way to Madrid. It's about an hour and a half south of Cadiz, and the reason I'm kind of enunciating it like that is because I was stationed out there in Spain for about 2 years in the Navy. There's a port city called Rota, and the American Navy has a base out there. It's got a couple ships. I don't know how many at this point in time, but at the time I was there was a couple ships, and we interact with the Spanish Navy on another port, and that's our kind of major, aside from like Greece and Italy, at our Atlantic kind of front, that's our main Atlantic side on the first kind of European stop before we kind of enter the Mediterranean. So for Mediterranean sea defense kind of operations, that's where we can kind of position a couple ships for Atlantic operations to kind of cover the upper European countries, Poland, Switzerland, Germany, France, England, or the UK, Scotland, Ireland, all those countries up there. Lithuania, Latvia, that's a lot of the area I toured around in, operating out of Spain and where it's close to Portugal. So Sevilla was like one little kind of quick weekend trip. You take the train from Rota and it just goes hour there, hour back. Nice little 2-hour commute on a nice little bullet train, kind of gets you there, and it's a really cool little place to hang out at. But the cathedral I've been to like maybe two times. It's really nice, picturesque. I don't think I've ever been inside it. I don't remember. Maybe I have. I don't think I would have passed on the opportunity to go inside, but this one's more. There's a lot of little individual spires, so there's a lot of these little sharp little decorations that you can see on the outside. So for a cathedral of the kind of the Roman Catholic cathedrals that are out there, I thought it was particularly interesting just because of how ornate a lot of the architecture is. A lot of Roman Catholic, they'll do a lot of really interesting architecture, but not so intricate as what you'll see right here from her.
Iglesia Católica de Sevilla. Todas las iglesias de Sevilla son católicas y la catedral es la más grande de todas las iglesias que hay en una ciudad.
Hi, I'm Rodrigo Montemayor, and I've been programming for 20 years.
Es gigante y muy bonita. Por dentro es muy, muy bonita. Otro día os puedo traer a la Catedral de Sevilla.
Yeah, you can see all the spires and the little pinnacles. And this will be on the way to turistas.
Ahí también. Todas esas personas están esperando para entrar en la catedral. Mira qué bonitas, me encantan las palmeras. 1, 2 y 3 palmeras. Esto de aquí es un hotel 5 estrellas. Se llama Hotel Alfonso XIII y es muy, muy, muy caro, pero muy bonito. Y se puede entrar gratis a verlo. Chao.
Chao.
Y por cierto, en España decimos a veces chao para decir adiós. Es una despedida. En Italia es una palabra italiana, ¿no? Entonces, chao en Italia es hola. Pero en España lo usamos para decir adiós. No.
I think she's explaining the difference between the hellos and the goodbyes and the different cultural variations. So yeah, it's all Latin speaking, but I think she's explaining the differentiation. Adios, hola, ciao. So I think what she got at was in España, Spain, they use ciao as saying hi, and then adios may be the goodbye, where in South American dialects they'll use ciao as a goodbye or adios. I know in Portuguese, I think Brazilian Portuguese, maybe Portugal, I don't know, there's different variations. I know they use adios for goodbye and not ciao. I think Portuguese use ciao for saying hi.
No tan
Let's listen to it one more
común
time.
como adiós. Cantan las palmeras. 1, 2 y 3 palmeras. Esto de aquí es un hotel 5 estrellas. Se llama Hotel Alfonso XIII y es muy, muy, muy caro, pero muy bonito. Y se puede entrar gratis a verlo. Chao. Y por cierto, en España decimos a veces chao para decir adiós. Es una despedida. En Italia es una palabra italiana, ¿no? Entonces, chao en Italia es hola. Pero en España lo usamos para decir adiós. No tan común como adiós o hasta luego o hasta pronto o nos vemos. Pero se dice chao para decir adiós también. Otra frase con me muero de calor. Me he traído un abrigo muy gordo, muy abrigado y ahora tengo mucho calor. En Sevilla, en primavera, hace mucho frío.
Reason I pick this kind of content is for me it's a little bit more entertaining. I was listening to some podcasts by some polyglots, and for them, how both their tips uniformly, they talk about like entertaining, interesting input, and just being humble, letting your brain comprehend and dissect the language in different mediums. So letting it give time. Give yourself time to absorb like children do. Same methodology, because you don't need all these special, like these particular structures. Just enjoy the language, enjoy the content, let your brain dissect it and absorb it, and let it piece together these patterns. And if you need to study a little bit more, study. He's like, don't worry about tests, don't worry about speaking, just kind of let your brain learn to, because first it says it needs to first build comprehensions. And that was kind of uniform. It's like comprehension comes first before needing to speak. If you speak before you're ready, people restrict and blah back. And so that's kind of interesting, because that's like, well, with my daughter, I've been using ASL, and I go right into signing, because I'm trying to teach her. So a lot of stuff is really, I'm not ready. If I were to have an adult conversation, I wouldn't even really try that much, because I'm personally not that ready. The reason I sign and use signs is to give her tools to sign. And so I'm kind of just a smidge above her level, which is toddler age 3 level of articulation, just to give us as a parent kind of conversational things for her needs, really. I don't focus on clarity or how well I use it, so I do kind of follow their methodology of their thing. But I try to pick stuff that I'm interested in. So like if my daughter has this particular need, I'll watch some video content related to those particular word groupings and just kind of watch it, practice it, see what gloms on, and then try to practice a couple watching the video. Try to practice all of them a little bit, but just keep up, following along with the video, kind of re-engage what I already know. And then what I'll do is just take it to actual application. So if I never use a word, I don't bother trying to use it or force it wherever it comes. I just try to use it when I feel like I'm comfortable enough to use it in natural utilization. So whatever word I was trying to learn, for instance, this morning it wasn't Christmas, it wasn't first responders, it was camping. I like camping. So I plan on camping this summer. So I was just watching some camping videos. So I learned tent and lake, fish, what was it? Sleeping, B-A-G, bag, sleeping bag. So a couple things just for me to like grasp onto. But when we actually go camping, I'll have more stuff to practice with my daughter. So fire, marshmallows. So I actually displayed that. I did learn a couple in there. Now I'll probably never use those signs with my daughter in day-to-day life at home, but it's something I'm interested in. I wanted to add it to my repertoire. In a couple months, I may forget it because I might never use it. Fire might become in handy. But today's Halloween, so I'm going to be practicing and working a lot of my daughter's Halloween trick-or-treat signs. So we got jack-o'-lantern, Halloween, and we got October 31st, 33, 1. I've been doing my numbers like this, and apparently you're supposed to flip it for the basics. So 1, 2, 3, and then you flip it. 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 6, 7, 8, 9. So, interesting content. And the reason I find these blogs interesting, I never was really big into kind of travel blogs in English, but now I'm finding, well, with language, it's nice to get the speaker who's trying to offer educational content, but get less out of the, oh, go here, go here, go here, go here. They're just talking about language and culture as they're just doing their thing. So to me, it's more interesting because it's giving you utility, a little bit of travel, plus blend in the comprehension of the language. So, yeah. For the one viewer I have, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying me doing my laundry. Feel free to ask me a question. I'll go on my laptop over there, and so I can see it.
Con el nuevo Febreze Air Mist. El nuevo rocío más fino de Febreze se queda flotando más tiempo para combatir hasta los olores más fuertes. Adiós, olores feos, son la frescura increíble. Descubre las nuevas fragancias de Febreze hoy mismo.
I'm a crochet champ, but my friends know I'm also a boot scooting daddy. Walmart has a wellness side too.
Stop it!
Tampoco mucho, pero hace frío por la mañana. Y
Frío.
por la noche,
Cold.
de día, con el sol.
In ASL, cold
Hace
is
mucho calor.
cold.
Entonces ahora mismo me
Got
muero
shivers.
de calor y me voy a quitar el abrigo. Ya por fin ha abierto la heladería. La tengo ahí, detrás de ese camión, de esa furgoneta de limpieza.
I'm hoping she goes
Me he
to...
traído de mi casa una cucharita de helados porque quiero ser ecologista y ayudar al medio ambiente siempre que pueda. Entonces me he traído una cucharita de mi casa. Me tengo que acordar de pedirles a las dependientas que no me den una cucharita porque ya traigo una de cheesecake. Me gusta. Kinder Bueno. Bueno, el de mango está buenísimo, el de manzana también, el de sandía, muy ricos. Ese. ¿Te puedo pedir ahora una terrina? Pues quería una terrina pequeña, mitad tocino de cielo y mitad Kinder Bueno. Ya está, cucharita tengo ya. Y con tarjeta, porfa.
Vale. Vale, vale.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
What does vale mean?
Gracias, hasta luego, buen día.
Buen dia. Good day. I had a girlfriend that was from Ecuador for a little bit. We dated for 6 months. I think I was in the service for 6, and then we broke up like 3 months, 4 months after I got out. She hated how I said gracias. So I learned it from. I learned a lot of the, I guess the slang. It wouldn't be slang. It would just be the kind of common. Why am I lost? The accents. I picked due to Roda's location in southern Spain. Just like here in the United States, you have like East Coast, West Coast. You have like the Texas region in the south, on the Florida, and then you have kind of the upper Midwest, Mideast, and then you have kind of like that central area, Montana, Utah. They all have like their similar stuff. So you have your geographical accents. So my girlfriend from Ecuador hated how I used this southern accent to say some, I guess it was the C sound, which was in southern Spain, in the over where Cadiz and the Straits of Gibraltar, where that Straits of Gibraltar is that region of sea that enters into the Mediterranean between the Atlantic and the Mediterranean, and it's that small choke point of, I guess, what is it, that straight passage of ocean that is between Africa, the continent of Africa, Morocco, and southern Spain. So right there, it's called Andalusia, but they called it Andalucia. So there's this one guy that talks about Atlantis. He's a videographer, filmmaker, journalist guy that's talking about Atlantis to the Cosmic Summit people. And when his videos, I'm loving it because he's bringing back that accent that I was familiar with. And so even though he's, I think, American, but I could tell he's lived in Spain so long, there are certain patterns of how he's referring to words that he's using that lispy C sound, Andalucia, Gadi, and so like that. And it's like, that's my ex hated that accent, but me living out there, that was the Spanish I was used to, was the España Spanish, but it wasn't that Castellano of where Madrid is. It's kind of that accenty, that lazy, lispy some areas. So like gracia, a huevo or something, or they would say a huevo instead of hasta huevo. So it'd be kind of fun. But she's saying it kind of the proper way.
Un poco caro, 4 euros, han subido el precio. Antes eran 3 y ahora la pequeña, porque es pequeñita, antes la llenaban más. Ha cambiado un poco para mal. Ahora tenemos que buscar un sitio donde poder comernos el helado y degustarlo disfrutarlo. Hay mucha gente. ¿Dónde me puedo sentar?
Have I been here? I think I have.
Sí, 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 para mí, para mí, para mí. Mío, mi gato.
One little travel learning thing that I got so used to out there. You can't see behind her, but she's at these restaurants, and restaurants are like the size of this room right here, my master bedroom. Most of it is like kitchen with like a little bit of a store, kitchen in the back, and mostly like just a 4-seater bar, and then all the main parts of enjoying the restaurant. In Spain, particular, I don't know about other countries, but mostly Spain and Italy, Greece, is very common just to enjoy food and company and culture outside. So that's how a lot of towns and kind of shopping areas are built. That instead of having these stores like malls like we have in the United States, everything's just on the street front, and there's these little kind of communal areas. So you'll just, like, she's walking this kind of fountain area in this I'll call it a square. I'm not quite sure what term they would use there, or maybe like a plaza. So she's like walking this little plaza. There's orange trees all around, and these restaurants are just right there in the plaza. So you just sit there, take up a chair, and then the waiter will come and serve you once you've kind of requested food. You would sit down and they'll leave you alone. It's like their culture is kind of typical to, like, hey, you wave them off and then they'll come serve you. You seat yourself, you pick your thing. The common practice though is don't take up too much seating than what your group is. So if you're let's say you're a solo traveler like her, don't take up more than a table for two. If there's more than two, obviously like build the table, but it's like they kind of pair it off to two. So build your table, but no, don't take up more than what the kind of that even overture is. So 1, 2, 4, 6, that's kind of like their methodology of doing it back there.
Un banco comiéndome mi delicioso helado de tocino de piel. Yo creo que este es mi favorito del mundo. El helado de tocino de piel. Luego vamos a ir por ahí a probar otros sabores. Pero es muy difícil de ganar a este sabor mi desayuno. Se dice desayunar, es el verbo que usamos para comer el desayuno, ¿no? Desayunar. O tomar el desayuno. Comer el desayuno no lo decimos tomar el desayuno, pero se usa más desayunar. Voy a seguir comiendo y ahora nos vemos cuando termine de desayunar. Ahora tenemos que buscar una papelera para tirar la tarrina.
So I'm learning a little bit about the language as she's kind of speaking. Again, she's not kind of doing the travel vloggy kind of thing. Let me showcase all the sites. She's literally just talking about food and ice cream, but she's introducing kind of variable words for me to pick up on. And I like how she kind of adds in the kind of the keywords, helado, and stuff like that. So she's having all these different ways of talking about it. And so for like polyglot learners that I've been listening to and following for a little bit, that's kind of like their common theme is she's talking slow, she's talking about interesting stuff that she's interested in, and she's giving a lot of variance, because the polyglot learners kind of dissect and say, like, listening to the text mode, hi, my name is, what is your name? It's like the worst, because you don't get any frame of reference. Like, what if the conversation goes pew, the opposite way? You're like, it never sticks. Conversations never really stick to those standard confines. Why are you limiting your practice conversations to that? You need a lot of variance. And so stuff like this is actually giving a lot of variance, just talking about it.
Que ya no se puede usar más porque es de papel. Adiós.
What's going on? My name is Jessica Flores. I'm here in Miami, Florida, once again celebrating football the right way with amazing food. Today we have an incredible squad that fuses culture and flavor into their unique sandwiches. Let's meet them to see what they bring to the table.
Ahora vamos a otra heladería que es muy famosa por aquí. Y no sé, a ver qué sabores tiene y cuál me gusta más. Vamos a ver. Ahí es.
Gelato.
La pequeña se puede pedir de 2 sabores, ¿verdad? Sí. Ah, vale. Pues una pequeña, mitad. Sí, una terrina, sí. Mitad fragola y mitad frutos del bosque. No me hace falta, muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Buen día.
Buen día.
¿Sabéis qué?
Hasta luego.
Se me ha olvidado
Buen
decirle
día.
que no me pusiera la cucharilla. Esta ha costado $3.50. La tarrina pequeña. Pero te la llenan muchísimo. Y ahora vamos a buscar un banco para sentarnos a comer el helado. Igual al sol hace demasiado sol, no demasiado calor. No sé si buscar una sombrita. Mira, ahí hay un banco.
That was another key thing, is like a lot of food was very, very small. So it was like they give you like these little itty bitty munchy things. So she's talking about how much she paid for the gelato. And I think she spent €3.5, which is pretty cheap for a little, I mean, but it's like a little dainty thing. She's carrying it around, pinching it like this. So that's probably like 3 inches tall or so, just a little thing of ice cream. So like the food's very rich, but then kind of, and then just kind of give you like little sipsies. I remember coffees were like this big, like little sipsy kind of espressos. Very rich, and you can get it like with a little bit of milk, but it's cheap, like a couple euro. And their kind of expectation is like American, like vente. I need all the coffee in the world. I'm exhausted. I gotta go to work. They don't think like that. They're like, they get these little, almost hors d'oeuvre kind of things. So it's just like they spend a lot of their time social. They're avid social people in Spain. Plazas are like the most diverse group of people kind of socializing. Then those socialize well into the night. Kids stay up later, but they sleep in. They're sleeping kind of culture. Americans were the weirdos being at work at like 6 or 7, versus them, they'll go into work at like 8 or 9. Far behind us. They'll take an afternoon, kind of shut down their siesta. So towns will shut down operations. So they'll wake up in the morning, and then by typically like 2 in the afternoon till about 6 or 7, so 5-hour window, the town will be a ghost town. And the further you are from like the main capital cities like Madrid and Sevilla, like the small little quaint little towns shut down like a ghost town. And it took me like a weekend to figure out what was going on. Like, there ain't nothing to do. I'm traveling around, there ain't shit to do. And it was infuriating until I realized that like there's a siesta time and there's a time for going out in public and things like that. And once I kind of got used to that pattern, you start kind of, you find more diverse things to do when you start figuring out their social patterns. Staying up late. Oh my God. I remember I lived at a hotel area that was kind of like on a country club, my apartment. So for like 8 months out of the year, quiet. I was the only one. Kind of spooky because the whole building would creak and then there would be like one person there, me. And then during summertime, it would just be popping. And so summertime, everyone's windows open. It's hot. There's like this very little AC unit. I have one wall-mounted AC unit in my living room. The rest of the apartment's hot and miserable. So you let the windows open for airflow. And I found that there's like this little tapas cafe, probably like 100 yards away from my house or apartment. And gosh, they would be up all night just talking. Blah, 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 blah. You can hear music playing 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. And I was like, oh man, these Spanish, they're going to murder me in the military. My military lifestyle isn't cohesive to this. I got to be up at 4.5 hours to get to work. This is miserable. I remember those days. But looking back, I look at it fondly. So, key learning lessons. If you go to Spain, small town Spain, away from Madrid, Sevilla. If you're in a small town, don't go out during siesta time. If you find yourself trying to find something to do between the hours of 2 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone that's local is home. The whole town is shut down. They're all at home with their families. No one is working. There ain't no coffee shops open. There may be a gas station to service the car. It might just be a self-service thing with one person. Other than that, nothing. There ain't nothing to eat. You're there like, go home, take a nap, enjoy. You can walk around and enjoy scenery, go to the beach, doing this stuff. But if you want to do any kind of shopping kind of thing, don't bother. There ain't nothing to do. Every human is in those little towns is on their siesta.
Tide Booster Test. Makeup ruining your fit? Try Tide. It's boosted. The other guy can't match Tide's boosted clean. Looks like we passed.
Yes.
What?
It's cleaner, whiter, brighter, and fresher.
What?
It's got to be Tide.
Honey, do you want me to schedule Calvin's food shop?
Schedule your flu shots today. Get your flu shots today.
Other side.
Walgreens.
Un banco que tiene sol y sombra. Un señor me acaba de robar el banco con la sombrita. No pasa nada, encontraré otro. Me voy a tener que poner al sol. Por fin. Está buenísimo. De aquí me gusta más el de fresa porque es más dulce. Y a mí me encantan los sabores dulces. Está buenísimo. Todo natural. Se nota la fruta. El de fresa puede competir con el tocino de cielo. ¡Ping! Estoy llenísima. En serio. Antes de ir a por otro helado, voy a dar un paseo porque estoy muy llena y hay que bajar el helado antes de comer más. Vamos a ir a por otro, pero en un ratito. Esto es la Plaza de España de Sevilla y es mi lugar favorito de Sevilla. En los laterales hay
This is one of my the coolest spots.
bancos con unas pinturas de cerámica, son cerámicas, y cada uno es de una ciudad diferente de esta. Esto es la Plaza de España de Sevilla y es mi lugar favorito de Sevilla. En los laterales hay
That little spot right there, probably one of my favorite spots in Sevilla. It's like I'd say it's like a little bit like the length of a football field in this pretty little arching kind of plaza, this half dome, with this waterway and these bridges and the park, and then down I think south of it is kind of the royal palace for that little region. It's really small. It's not the royal palace of Spain, but it's just like the gotta remember, like in older Europe, there's more than like one singular royal family. Most of these countries think like in the Middle Ages, like for England, for example. England today, or the UK today, is a conglomerate of 3 countries? 4. You got England, then you have, I think, Wales, and then Scotland, kind of pulled together for one. Maybe it's another one. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so that's today, like 3 different states pulling together for one United Kingdom. But if you watch the show like The Last Kingdom, where Uhtred's traveling around, there's like, for that entire region that the show is based off of, just the mainland of the UK, you interact with the Kingdom of Wales. I think they call it Wales. Then you have Scotland, the Scots. Obviously, you have an invading force. They call them the Danes. I'm assuming from Dane or Daneland. The Danish, or the Vikings. You had Northumbria. You had Wessex. You had... there was another one nearby. So there's a lot of different kingdoms in that one little region. Now Spain and France, all of them, very, very similar. So like Sevilla has its own little, its own royal palace, but it's small in stature to the bigger kind of conglomerated country that is the now royal palace of Spain in Madrid. And so just a little history lesson in case you guys don't quite understand why there's all these palaces and stuff. There's lords and other kingdoms and stuff before it became so big. Now today we like look at ourselves as like such a global society, and even then, like all the countries today are like kind of just blown out to what they used to be. Like today in the United States, while it was still in like its early inception, was 13 little colonies, and then grew to states, and then the United States grew as it migrated west. We had to purchase territory from from Spain, and then you had like all these little overtakings. So it grew over time, this massive land that it is today.
Cientos de bancos con unas pinturas de cerámica, son cerámicas, y cada uno es de una ciudad diferente de España. Y están todas las ciudades de España, desde allí, por aquí, ciudades, más ciudades, por allí, hasta allí. Todo lleno de bancos muy bonitos, y cada uno tiene una pintura contando algún hecho histórico famoso de esa ciudad. Es muy bonito y tiene mucho significado. Pues vamos a comer otro helado, quizás. Oye, el cielo está muy bonito, ¿eh? Con las nubes. No va a llover. Aunque ahí las nubes están cargadas de agua. Tiene pinta, ¿no? A la heladería, la tienda de helados a la que vamos a ir ahora, esa tienda, esa heladería está al otro lado del río. Así que vamos a cruzar el río. Ese es el barrio de Triana. Y Triana está al otro lado del río. Así que vamos a cruzar el puente. Estoy cruzando el puente de Triana. El puente de Triana, este es el río Guadalquivir, que pasa por Sevilla. Es muy grande, está bien. Es un río aceptable, es bonito, tiene mucha agua. Y nada, vamos cruzando el puente de Triana para comernos el último helado de hoy, porque si no, no sé qué va a ser de mí por la noche. Ya os diré luego por la noche si estoy bien o si he tenido que ir al váter, al baño, a algo por demasiado helado, por comer demasiado helado.
Compartir tu ubicación es el lenguaje del amor moderno. Presentarse sin avisar es una sorpresa agradable. Y el Sportage Turbo Hybrid tiene espacio para lo inesperado. Kia, movement that inspires.
Presentamos la mega oferta. Compra un bolso y recíbelo gratis.
Sí, es Jesse Penny.
Estamos entrando en Triana. En esa calle de ahí al frente.
This is the main strip I was talking about.
Está la heladería que buscamos.
Should probably show the aqueduct.
Así que ya hemos llegado a nuestro último destino. Heladería Martonella. Son helados artesanos, hechos a mano.
She's obsessed with
Bueno,
ice cream right now in this video.
¿Las sardinas pequeñas se pueden de dos sabores?
This is our third ice cream.
Pues una tarrina pequeña de cereza. Muchas gracias. Y con tarjeta, porfa. El de cereza es mi helado favorito de aquí. Aquí la tarrina pequeña es solamente de un sabor, pero no importa porque este es el mejor. De las tres heladerías, esta es la más barata, porque costaba 2,80 € la tarrina pequeña, y está muy bien. Y te dan una galleta en otra
Gelateta.
y para mí el mejor
Gelateta.
es el de cereza, que me encanta.
Enchanta? She say enchanta? I think she did.
Es un poco ácido, pero es también dulce.
Oh no.
Yo creo que este se puede llevar el primer puesto, el de cereza de Martonella. En el segundo puesto, el helado de tocino de cielo de la abuela. Y en el tercer puesto, el de fresa fragola en italiano.
Oh, she's rating them.
De la heladería Frescura. Pero vamos, los tres estarían en el primer puesto perfectamente. Los tres pueden estar en el primer puesto. Los tres son maravillosos. Pues espero que os haya gustado mucho este vídeo. Es la primera vez que hago videoblog, así que me gustaría mucho que dejaseis un comentario, que comentaseis si os ha gustado este formato o no. Así que bueno, nos vemos pronto, ¿vale? Un besito.
Un besito.
A ver si luego por la noche estoy bien de la barriga. Vamos a ver.
Me duele la garganta un montón. Y creo que tengo fiebre también. Creo que no es muy bueno comer tantos helados por la calle.
Get better candidate matches and more responses in less time with the help of Hiring Assistant. It elevates your outreach, drafting personalized messages, and handling basic screening questions, so you can connect with qualified candidates ready for the next step.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
¿Qué puedes comprar por menos de €1 en el supermercado en España? Durante 24 horas voy a comer solo productos que valgan menos de €1.
What are we doing now?
Hoy no he desayunado todavía para esperar a que abra el supermercado a las 9, pero ya son las 9, así que nos vamos al supermercado. Bueno,
See? Like I said, Spanish, nothing. 9 o'clock, earliest she got out the door. She's leaving her house at 9. Okay? Leaving. No work, going to the supermarket for snacks. I'm teasing her. This is great. I wish us Americans were this relaxed. She looks great. She's makeup all done, filming, having fun. 9 o'clock.
en España se hacen 5 comidas al día, 4 o 5. Se hace un desayuno después de despertarte, cuando te levantas, comes el desayuno, luego a media mañana, a las 12, pues a lo mejor tomas otro aperitivo, luego para almorzar.
I'm editing so many videos per week for all my channels, and it takes up a lot of time. I spend around 8 hours.
A las 2 o a las 3 de la tarde se toma el almuerzo. Después, a media tarde, a las 5, 6, incluso 7 a veces, se toma una merienda, que es como un snack, un aperitivo también, parecido al desayuno para mí por lo menos. Y después cenamos bastante tarde, si lo comparas con otros países, a partir de las 9 de la noche, pero lo normal es a las 10 de la noche. Ay, me he encontrado un pajarito en el suelo, un pollito. Un momento, voy a llamar a mi hermana que vive aquí cerca y le gustan mucho los pajaritos. pajarito en su casa que lo está cuidando también, que se había caído del nido. Y este pajarito no puede volar. Es
A
un
bird?
bebé,
Little birdie.
así que voy a salvarlo primero. Pobrecito. Pues ya he llamado a mi hermana. Mira qué guapo es. Y cómo mueve la cabeza. Amigo, ¿te vas a quedar aquí hasta que te pongas bien?
She bought a bird cage?
Adiós,
That's
guapo.
funny.
Bueno, pues el pajarito ya está.
Save
en
the
vuestras
birdie.
manos. Y vamos al supermercado a ver qué encontramos por menos de €1. Antes, y cuando digo antes, me refiero a antes de la guerra de Ucrania, porque después de la guerra de Ucrania los precios han subido un montón y antes se podía conseguir muchísimos alimentos, muchísimas cosas por menos de €1, pero ya no tanto. Aquí arriba está el supermercado al que vamos a ir hoy. Aunque hay una rampa, yo prefiero subir las escaleras. Voy a coger un carrito y nos vamos de compras. Vamos a buscar primero el desayuno y la merienda. Yo suelo desayunar y merendar cosas parecidas. A lo mejor leche vegetal o zumo y galletas o cereales. Aquí tenemos opciones. Mira, por menos de €1.
More snacks. I think she's buying chocolates.
Machine. It's
Or-
likely your detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These pods dissolve completely.
Cookies, maybe?
Breaking down up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
Naked and Coco Goff made a new smoothie? If I drink this, I'll play just like her.
Nope.
But I'll get a delicious snack with vitamins and protein?
Yes.
Wow. Thanks, Coco.
You're welcome, random man.
Muy bien. Galletas
American cookies.
Ay, me encantan las galletas Príncipe. Pero no es menos de €1.
Why is an American cookie chocolate chip? I thought that was just a type of cookie. I'd never known that was an American cookie. I didn't know our staple here was chocolate chip. I had no idea. No idea.
Es 1,5 no vale hoy. Y ahí tenemos muchas opciones de bollería que sale por menos de €1. Donuts, pan también.
What makes it American? Like, is it like American United States or the Americas? Because cocoa, we don't make cocoa beans here. I got questions, lady. I got questions. Why? Uh-oh, she found the bread. What makes it American? Because we don't have cocoa beans here. That's South America. Why did you call it American?
Desayunar y merendar. Y además tiene proteína. Me gusta. Mira, voy a comprar lo que más me apetece, que es una caracol, que está recién hecha. Y una berlina. Tenemos desayuno y merienda. Pues vamos a comer. Pues ya estoy en mi casa, en el jardín. El jardín es un sitio muy agradable para...
Okay, she's got some kind of milk. I think she's got like a pastry. Bebida de soja, is that soy milk? And then she's got like a little croissant thing, but I think there's probably mixed in chocolate or some kind of berries because there's different colors. It's really orange, so it's probably got a lot of butter in it. It's probably pretty good.
Desayunar con mi leche de soja y mi caracola con pasas. Ya tiene pasas. Me encantan las pasas. Y me encantan los dulces. Pues el desayuno ha salido muy barato. La leche de soja era 69 céntimos, pero es para el desayuno y para la merienda también. Por menos de €1,50 he desayunado súper bien. Pues ya he terminado el desayuno, así que nos vemos en el almuerzo. Voy a coger un carrito. Ah, una cosa que no os he comentado. Yo soy vegetariana. Entonces no como ni carne, ni pescado, ni marisco. Entonces tenemos otra cosa más, aparte de que sea de menos de 1 euro, es que sea vegetariano. Una berenjena sale 1,29 el kilo, o sea que una me sale menos de 1 euro. El aguacate está a 1 euro la pieza. La lechuga menos de 1 euro. Y una muy buena opción son los garbanzos hechos, legumbres, pasta con tomate es una buena opción también. A quien le guste la cerveza, pues también se puede poner fino a cerveza.
Oh my God, Cruz Campo. Just bringing back the memories here, lady.
La pieza, la lechuga menos de 1 euro. Y una muy buena opción son los garbanzos hechos, legumbres, pasta con tomate es una buena opción también. A quien le guste la...
Let's see. Of course they got Cruz Campo. So there's cerveza. The one right here, it's called Cruz Campo. It's like the staple of Spain. It's like, for me, this is my opinion. Putting it out there, I think it tastes like piss water. Just straight piss water. Back in my drinking days, which I don't do that no more, that beer was like the staple everywhere. Cruz Campo everywhere. And to me, it just was like drinking a Bud Light. So for me at that time, I loved Ireland, Scotland. I didn't go to Scotland. I did go to Scotland. I was in trouble. I didn't leave the boat. Ireland had really rich, vibrant beer, and England had really rich, vibrant beer. Loved the beer in those countries. The food, garbage. Everything sounded weird. It was like haggis and meat pies and things of that nature that I just didn't touch. Didn't seem interesting or appetizing to me, but I would always get some kind of beer on tap, and it would be some kind of very similar to Guinness beer over in England and stuff. They would have kind of something that was really rich and frothy and milkshakey, just like a different variant. Something kind of like a amber ale flavor texture. IPAs are really, really popular here in the States. But over there, they like their darker, richer beers in England and Ireland. But Spanish don't have that palate. So all their beer selections is very, very light on the hops or the flavor profiles. Just slight variations to what it tastes like to have a Coors Light or a Bud Light.
Cerveza, pues también se
Yeah,
puede poner...
and then Cruz Campo is like might as well be like the Bud Light of España.
Las tortillas de trigo para hacer burritos están de oferta por menos de 1 euro, así que la vamos a llevar para hacer burritos. Y las vamos a rellenar de garbanzos y de zanahorias, una berenjena, una manzana, que sí, a ver, me gusta esto.
Well, I was drafted right out of high school. I was sent to combat in Vietnam.
As a veteran, it makes me angry to see the way President Trump is attacking our communities and using the military to do it.
We've got to stop Trump. We are confronting a very dangerous reality for our elections, for our future.
We didn't come home to surrender our democracy to authoritarianism. That's why I know I'm going to vote yes on Prop 50 on November 4th.
Absolutely.
Perfecto. Coger también canónigos y tomate frito. Pero el tomate frito no lo voy a comprar ahora porque tengo en mi casa. Ha llegado la hora de almorzar. Son las 2:15, así que ya va siendo hora de que empecemos a...
One thing I noticed that she did differently than kind of what we did. I took it kind of for granted in the living there. I think there's a lot more small markets that they can shop at. These old towns aren't really big, so there's not these really big grand supermarkets. So again, like I said about the restaurant being really, really small and on the streets, the markets are very much the same way. Very, very small, little hole in the wall. Great quality of food, but if you notice, she didn't really take that much home with her. I don't know if that was intention from the blog or whatnot. But due to their lifestyle and having like abundance free time, unlike here in the States, I think our lifestyle of like working longer hours kind of pushes us to have less time to spend shopping for things. So we have a tendency to buy in bulk because of our contracted time, thinking through that kind of cultural phenomenon. Versus she's got more free time on her hands, so she just went shopping for a couple things. Like just a basket full of stuff, and then she'll probably be back tomorrow, like to get the next meal or something. So they have like one big meal, and they'll go shop for it. I don't know their like all their lifestyle variations and stuff like that, but I noticed that is very common. It's just there's no big carts to wheel around and lug around the store. It's not a big old superstore. If you're here in the States, like your big old grocery outlets or whatever that we think of are those kind of like standard size, that doesn't exist in other countries. It's more markets, but they're closer in your range, and people tend to work less hours. So the proximity to the work less life just has them they shop more frequently and buy less stuff at the same time. So it's just kind of interesting dynamic.
Cocinar. He preparado aquí las tortitas para hacer el burrito.
Again, that's a speculation. I have no idea. Like, if she just did that for the blog. I just vividly remember not many, like, big bulk shopping being done.
Un bote de garbanzos. Y le voy a echar también canónigos. Este era tomate frito que tenía ya de antes, ¿vale? No voy a comprar otro bote más. Vamos a usar lo que tenemos también. Pero bueno, habéis visto que había...
Like, as a family, if you're going out to the cafe and your tapas is literally €1 and it's like a little plate, and you're feeding your family on like a little appetizer plate and stuff like that, and the food's relatively cheap, you're like, of course you're going to go more frequently and stuff like that. It's a different dynamic where we have more expensive things, larger stores, we're further away, it's more like there's less shopping hours, so it causes a weird conundrum.
Por menos de €1. Pues voy a usar pimienta negra, curry y ajo en polvo. Voy primero a preparar la berenjena. La voy a cortar y la voy a hacer al microondas con este cacharro, donde se mete la berenjena dentro y en 5 minutos o 4 ya está hecha la berenjena. Voy a lavar la berenjena primero. Ahora sí, cortamos la berenjena. Y esto al microondas. En 3 minutos está listo. Ahora a cortar la cebolla. Vamos a empezar a ir metiendo cosas en la sartén, porque esto voy a sofreírlo todo con un poquito de aceite de oliva virgen extra siempre. Cebolla dentro de la sartén.
Onion.
Hay que remover para que no se queme ni se quede pegado a la sartén. Ahora voy a pelar la zanahoria con un pelador. La corto. sacar la berenjena del microondas, hay que tener mucho cuidado con el vapor, porque el vapor quema. Bueno, con esto voy a tener relleno para fajitas para toda la semana.
You already know how to get the shot. Your website should feel just as cinematic as your work looks. Bluehost makes that part simple. First, go to Bluehost.com. It has everything you need. Choose your plan and use the AI builder. Just describe your filmmaking brand or production services, and it generates a custom WordPress site design in seconds. From there, you can customize your layout, upload behind the scenes.
Vale, tengo que enjuagar los garbanzos que ya están hechos, solamente hay que enjuagarlos un poco. Y ahora echamos los garbanzos. Vale, entonces echamos tomate.
Some
Removemos
tomatoes,
un
paste,
poquito, un poco de salsa barbacoa, marchando,
Barbecue
un poco
sauce.
de curry, marchando, un poco de pimienta negra, marchando,
black pepper.
y un poco de ajo en polvo. Muy bien, y ahora sí que se revuelve todo muy bien. Vale, pues he calentado las fajitas en el microondas, las fajitas, y ahora le echo el relleno de las fajitas dentro. Perfecto. Y ahora
Perfecto.
estos canónigos están
Perfecto.
lavados. Ya vienen
Perfecto.
lavados.
YouTube. If I'm repeating back just what she's saying, working on my verbal skills for learning Spanish, does that count as commentary? Like fair use commentary? I'm literally just repeating back. Kind of curious. Hypothetical question.
Con agua, entonces no los tengo que enjuagar ni lavar otra vez. No, no. Los abro y los puedo echar ahí. Un montón. Y tenemos unos burritos. Pues aquí está mi almuerzo. Son 2 burritos muy sanos con las tortitas, los garbanzos, una berenjena, las zanahorias, canónigos.
Did she make veggie tortillas? Veggie, I see tortillas and veggies. Nothing, like I didn't see any meat. So it's like all like a vegan taco. She had that stuff in the jar, whatever they're called, Gonzagas. And then she had a potato. That was about it. That's all I saw. I just saw literally starch. No meat.
Una cebolla, tomate frito. Qué rico. Uy, no he dicho que aprovechen. En España, antes de comer, decimos que aprovechen. A mí me gusta ver series mientras como. Así que os voy a enseñar algunos doblajes de series en español. En España se dobla todo.
¿Qué tal mi verano? Un poco de todo.
¡Wow! Estoy comiendo, tío.
Un verano con muchos altibajos emocionales.
Para nosotros, ninguna novedad. Los niños están
Muy modesta.
Os voy a enseñar cómo suenan las voces de The Big Bang Theory.
Así que formas parte de una cadena.
Sí, llámalo como quieras, cobro el salario mínimo.
¿Nunca te han dicho lo preciosa que eres el ruso fluido? No es nada personal, es una patología. No habla con mujeres.
Tenéis una guía para aprender español gratis en la descripción del vídeo.
For nearly 50 years, Harbor Freight has been a reliable source for the widest variety of tools at affordable prices. And our tools keep getting better with time. Better performance, better durability, and better value. That's been our focus since day one, and we're not going to stop now. Come on in and see for yourself. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
That's what I was looking for. I need to find this for my outfit.
When you're not focused on manual tasks, you can focus on the task at hand. Our AI-native solution saves practices 3,600 hours annually on insurance lookups. When it comes to healthcare tech, simpler is healthier. Athena Health.
Bueno, ya es la hora de merendar, tengo hambre, son las 6 menos 5, es la hora de la merienda, mi hora favorita del día. Pues aquí está mi merienda, mi berlina de chocolate, mi leche de soja, espero que por dentro tenga mucho chocolate, eso sí. Bueno. Pues ahora vamos a ver qué vamos a cenar.
This mountain is getting smaller.
Para cenar una sopa de tiburones con esta sopa de verduras. Estos son pastillas de caldo.
What is she buying now?
Que son 79 céntimos, pero te da para 12 caldos. Todas las especias, bueno, casi todas, valen menos de
Special
€1
seasoning.
Maldito aceite.
$9.89, too expensive for you?
Para picar algo hay palomitas, me encantan esas. Me llevo estas. Y de postre me encanta el flan de vainilla. Pues ya tengo todos los ingredientes, vamos a comer. Muy buenas noches, aunque aún hace sol, porque en verano aquí anochece a las 10 de la noche, pero ya casi que se está yendo. Son las 10 menos 10, bueno, menos 9 minutos. Así que va siendo hora de preparar la cena. Hoy para cenar tenemos conos, caldo de verduras y yo los llamo caracoles, pero bueno, tiburones. Pero yo como soy vegetariana, pasta y ya está, conchas, la hervidora de agua y después pondré el agua hirviendo en la olla. Esta es la olla donde vamos a cocinar la sopa con las conchitas. Las pastillas de caldo son una pura maravilla. 2 o 3 puñados, esto es un puñado de pasta, otro puñado de pasta. Pues es la hora de echar el agua hirviendo.
2 handfuls, that's it.
Y mientras se hace, voy a comer los conos.
And you got a snack.
Pues aquí tengo mi cena, la sopa.
I think this girl just started a blog because she likes eating. Her 2 videos so far have been nothing but eating. She went to Sevilla to eat helado and ice cream. And people will be like, what's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing. And then now in this one, she went shopping, she cooked, she went back to shopping, and she cooked again. It's all about eating. All about that food. Food.
Mi flan de postre está muy rica, ¿eh? Está muy buena. Vamos a escuchar a los Simpsons en castellano, en español de España.
Ay, nos enseñará cómo asesinar con la bandeja de...
Castellano, that's that formal Spain I was talking about. No, formal Castellano.
La comida. cosa, es un escondido y ya pagó su deuda con la sociedad. Si piensas así, ¿por qué no has puesto la cubertería de plata? Pues porque... ¡Uy, son niños! Por favor, no.
Pues si un mocoso me enviara a mí a la cárcel, lo primero que haría al salir sería averiguar dónde vive y arrancarle el ombligo de cuajo.
¿Os ha parecido muy raro escuchar las voces en otros idiomas? Tú aquí te acostumbras. Aquí te acostumbras. Si ves la serie en español, pues te acostumbras a esas voces. Ya me he terminado la sopa y es la hora del postre de mi precioso flan. Pues amigos y amigas, he terminado de cenar, ha terminado mi día comiendo cosas que valen menos de €1 en España y nada, ya me voy a preparar para irme a dormir prontito. Me ducharé, tengo que regar el césped del jardín. Y bueno, espero que os haya gustado mucho este vídeo y si os ha gustado me encantaría que dejaseis un comentario diciéndome qué os ha gustado más o qué os ha sorprendido. Nos vemos la semana que viene con otro vídeo. Adiós.
Adiós.
LinkedIn Recruiter, a hiring platform that lets you hire smarter and faster. You can simplify your hiring process with these smart features.
It helps you hire the right person in the right seat at the right time.
Hire smarter and faster with LinkedIn Recruiter today.
Introducing the new Jeep Grand Wagoneer, with room for the whole family.
And room to make a family.
That's right. This baby was named the best car to have sex in by a real website.
It's an interesting detail. I didn't know that's how you rated it. We're not watching a surfer.
¿Qué fue la Expo del 92? Hola a todos y todas, bienvenidos. Hola. Tienes...
These are all her lessons. I want to see like the vlogging stuff. I like the Spanish number song. You got literally fastest train in Spain. Let's just go.
¿Tienes ganas de viajar?
Sevilla. Let's go to Madrid.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3,
¿Tienes un solo día en Madrid? No te preocupes. En este vídeo te enseñaré los sitios que no te puedes perder de Madrid. Es un tour que se puede hacer andando. También os recomendaré sitios donde podéis comer y todo en español para que aprendáis español conmigo. Un 2 en 1. Una guía turística y tu clase de español de hoy. Quédate hasta el final porque para mí el número 15 es el sitio más mágico de esta ciudad. Y luego veremos cuántos pasos he hecho hoy. Puedes activar los subtítulos en inglés si los necesitas. ¿Listos para descubrir Madrid? ¡Vamos! Os voy a enseñar 15 sitios, a ver cuál os gusta más. Pues estamos en la Puerta del Sol, en Sol. Este es el centro de Madrid, es la plaza principal de la ciudad. Y es un gran punto de encuentro para los amigos que quedan. Decimos, nos vemos en Sol a las 7.
On New Year's, they do something kind of cool and epic there. I can't remember what the tradition is. I had to do something with either like smashing grapes or something with wine. But on New Year's night, that entire plaza in Plaza de Sol is packed wall to wall. You just see just hundreds of heads. I had like little videos of me standing nearby. I had to go to a different plaza to kind of like at the New Year's time frame because it was so locked down by the police and stuff. Not like for security. It's just there's a lot of police there, a lot of people, and so because the Plaza del Sol has, I believe, like 5 main streets that come into it, plus like a main neck, and so that's like how a lot of the Madrid plazas are set up. They're just come in from various avenues. So typically like 3 to 4 interconnected streets, more than that, at different angles. So it's not like a riding junction. It's like old cities. Everyone walks. It's just an interconnected web of like street network. And I think they congregate people to just like a few confined streets. Because there's, like I said, there's probably like 5 or 6 roads that all just intersect in one spot. So for traffic, kind of human traffic control, I think they localize it down to a couple. So in order to get through, we had to walk, like me and a buddy of mine had to walk all the way around, and it was so packed. And by the time we got lost, because it's just at nighttime, you tend to have to like do this wiggle pattern through the city, and I'm not super used to it. So I got lost, and then so we just found our way into it, like another plaza right at midnight, and then worked our way back. And by that time, it was starting to fan out and stuff. People are starting to go home. But that was my kind of Madrid New Year's kind of experience. It's just a lot of people, just junk everywhere, but a lot of people. Relatively nice, but a lot of tourists. But it's a nice little spot to kind of experience New Year's.
Ahora que sea. Esta de aquí es la placa del kilómetro cero. De aquí es donde nacen las principales carreteras del país, las principales carreteras nacionales de España. Entonces este es el punto cero, el kilómetro cero. Y todo el mundo se saca una foto con el pie en el kilómetro cero. Y esta es la estatua del oso y el madroño. Es el símbolo de Madrid. Y no sé muy bien por qué un oso y por qué un madroño. Al parecer, antiguamente en Madrid, cuando no estaba urbanizada esta ciudad, pues había mucha más flora y más fauna. O sea, muchos árboles, mucha más naturaleza y muchos animales. Si te ibas al campo o a la sierra, te podrías encontrar un oso. Pero no se sabe exactamente, no se sabe cuál es el origen de que este sea el símbolo de Madrid. Pero el oso y el madroño lo vais a ver mucho en Madrid si venís. Y esta es la estatua famosa y todo el mundo se hace fotos ahí, como podéis ver. Y ese de ahí es el famoso reloj de las campanadas. El 31 de diciembre a las 12 de la noche, todas las televisiones de España están enfocando a ese reloj y esas son las campanas que dan las 12 y marcan el inicio del nuevo año. Y con esas campanadas tomamos las 12 uvas. En España, con cada campanada a las 12 de la noche tomamos una uva y nos da suerte para el nuevo año. Y una curiosidad es que las campanadas están ralentizadas para que nos dé tiempo a comernos las uvas, porque si no nos podemos ahogar. Y os voy a enseñar ahora mi pastelería favorita de Madrid, que está aquí en la Puerta del Sol. Pues esta, la mallorquina, es mi pastelería favorita aquí en Madrid. Y lo que siempre me compro aquí es una napolitana de chocolate. Son increíbles. La mejor napolitana de chocolate que he probado en mi vida. Y se puede tomar el desayuno dentro. O comprar algún pastel y llevártelo para comértelo por la calle. O sentarte en algún parque o donde sea. Y ahora vengo por la calle Preciados y vamos a ver otro sitio que tenéis que visitar. Estamos en Callao. ¿Entendéis la broma? Bueno, esta es la plaza de Callao. Es una plaza también en el centro de Madrid, es peatonal y aquí se celebran muchísimas premiers de películas. Los estrenos de las películas los suelen hacer aquí. Y siempre hay aquí mucha actividad, muchos conciertos, espectáculos, graban videoclips, graban anuncios. Y hoy están preparando aquí un concierto aquí, así que aquí suele haber mucho movimiento. También es un...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
un punto de encuentro muy común entre los amigos. Y os voy a enseñar un sitio que no todo el mundo conoce, que es muy guay para tomarse algo. Si venís al...
I just realized that she has English subtitles under the Spanish subtitles. It's like, you could read it, dummy.
Corte Inglés y entráis y subís a la planta 9, pues esta es la planta gourmet del Corte Inglés, donde puedes tomar algo mientras tienes unas vistas maravillosas. Esa es la Plaza de Callao. Y esa es la Gran Vía, que ahora vamos a ir para allá. De Madrid al cielo, se dice aquí, es como el eslogan.
Birthday party, karate, swim meet. Walmart Pharmacy could save you a stop by delivering prescriptions.
Who knew? Have you seen my goggles?
Mom's got it all under control.
Purina One. We switched and wow. From day one, its proven natural nutrition supports Charlie's strong immune system and Ginger's healthy heart.
Healthy differences today and for a lifetime. Purina One. A difference from day one.
Hola, ¿sabéis qué son los churros? A mí me encantan los churros y me estaba preguntando cuáles son los mejores churros de mi ciudad. Así que he llamado a una amiga para ir a comer churros.
Alright. I think I'm going to leave it there. I got some of the mountain taken care of. Be right back. I'm going to do now is disengage that. Turn off this. Leave this mess here and sit down and relax for a little bit. I'm not gonna relax. I gotta finish sweeping the floor. And my dog wants in. Hello. Goliath, come on. Good boy. All right, I'm gonna finish cleaning, sweeping the floor. Call it good for now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do my laundry. No, I actually got pretty much done. For those who stuck around to this point, I hope you got some value from hearing some of my stories about Spain. Saw kind of like the rough process of learning. I know we all love to watch kind of the tips and the tricks and how to like expedite our learning process, but very few times do you actually kind of sit there and watch to see how people are processing and extracting and like trying to figure out and kind of grasp at these concepts. And so while I was just sitting there doing my laundry, I like to stream and talk about various things. And even though it's one of the most boring things, hell, people on Twitch sleep. People watch people sleep. It drives me crazy. So if you watch me do my laundry, I appreciate you. I love you. You're awesome. But it wasn't about doing my laundry. Hopefully I was telling you guys some valued insights from my experience in Spain. I was there for 2 years in the military, from 2015 through 17, and I separated from the Navy early 2018. So I did 2 years there. One of it was kind of like my op tempo was like, I think it was like 3-3-3 would be too simple. It was like 4 on, 4 off, 4 on again. And so that 4-month kind of out to sea tempo, import, out to sea, import cycle kind of created like only half of my time I got to really experience and live in Spain. The rest of it was out to sea, operating in the Mediterranean. Gave me a lot of opportunities to travel and see the world. But by that time I was just so burnt out, I didn't get to really value it and kind of extract the things I enjoy now today, which was unfortunate that I had that experience. But Spain's got a nice, beautiful, beautiful countryside. If you like kind of agriculture, rolling hills down south, nice warm, it's really warm. Beach weather most time of the year. Rains off and on. It doesn't get super cold. For me, it was too close to home in Central California. Part of the reason why I absolutely hated it. It's like I living in the Central Valley. It's ag land, rolling hills, warm, a little bit hotter than it was in Spain here. So it gets a little bit drier here, but it was just too close to home. When I got there, I was like shell shocked. I was like, did I move back home? Whole part of joining the military was to not be home. That was kind of the whole point. That's why I passed up on San Diego, is to come here. And I didn't realize that Spain is identical to where I grew up. Had I known that, I would have picked San Diego orders instead, maybe. I don't know. But for the watcher, the one person that stuck around and watched, appreciate you. Love you. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.